Yo guys, Joey River up here, bringing you my week 1 match of the Super Rocker Showdown League. I am the coach of the Empoleon Emperors, facing off with Flying Nun. He is the coach of the New South Whale Bisharps. No, sorry. New South Whale Ponytas, I think it is. Sorry about that, Nun. So he brings pretty much what I expected him to bring. I didn't really expect to bring the Florges and the Cresselia. I thought he would just bring one of those, not both of them. But aside from that, I did expect the Escadrille, I did expect the T-Tar, and the Megaseptile, and the Crobat. So he decides to lead with Crobat as I go for Uxie. He decides to switch, and I decide to switch too, because I don't really want any damage on my Uxie at the moment. But he switches to T-Tar and I go into my Magearna. I go for Aura Sphere and he switches Cresselia, which is just gonna eat that up easily. I go for a Bolt Switch here and get out of there. I am faster than this because I did speed crit this to outspeed the Cresselia because I was shift gear, so I put enough speed to outspeed the Megaseptile at +2. So I go Uxie here, and he sets up a light screen. And really I just go for a Toxic here, and get a Toxic on anything. He's not gonna bring the Escadrille. And I get it on the Megaseptile, which is pretty nicely to get that thing Toxic. And he Mega Evolves. I go into my Magearna because I can eat any heat from him. And he's a physical Megaseptile, which of course he has Earthquake for my Magearna, but I cocked it and I can eat any. I could have taken the Earthquake even if he was Adamant. So Fleur Cannon just gonna destroy that Septile even with the light screen up. So he decides to go for Escadrille now, and this is why I needed Engineer with full HP. He goes for Swords Dance with the Sand Rush. He goes for Iron Head. I was praying not to get flinched, and I didn't, and I get the Foul Play. If I gotten flinched there, I would have been so fucked, because that thing, he could have set up the sand again and just hit my team really hard. I go for a U-turn here as he goes for as he switches in the T-Tar. I go Kommo-o because Kommo-o resists his both of his stabs. As he goes, he sets up the rocks, which proved to be a little annoying later on. I go for a Dragon Claw expecting the Cresselia. I honestly just forgot the Florges was in his team, even though it's right in front of me. I'm an idiot. I switch out of there because Kommo-o gets destroyed by Moonblast, and I decide to sack Uxie because it has done his job at this point. Now I go into my Magearna Playboy as he switches in the Cresselia, and I go for a massive Twinkle Tackle here, and that brings the Cresselia to 10%, which is amazing. This thing is super bulky and I don't want to deal with that anymore. I go for Bolt Switch to kill it because the other move I had was Aura Sphere, the other one was Shift Gear, and Aura Sphere wasn't gonna take him out. I go to Mantine and he goes T-Tar, of course. I go Kommo-o again as he decides to go for Stone Edge and misses, which is unfortunate, but it wouldn't have done much because I'm fighting and Kommo-o is pretty bulky. Here I decide to go to a Poison Jab predicting the Florges, and that does really nice damage to the Florges. And here I just switch again to my Mantine, which is my specially defensive wall, because he is physically defensive and I can take him one-on-one. Not take him one-on-one, but just roost the damage up in his face. So This is a long stall war. I go for Toxic and miss. He goes for Moonblast, and he keeps getting these special attack drops. And yeah, I go for Scald, predicting him to switch. I'm gonna go for Fast here. I go for Scald, predicting him to switch. Don't get the burn. He keeps going for Moonblast. Something fell there. I'm sorry about that. He goes for Moonblast again. I go for the Roost. He goes Moonblast. I go for a Toxic and connect this time just to force him to Heal Bell or Aromatherapy. I decide to switch here, predicting the Aromatherapy or the Heal Bell. And here, he goes for Protect. I go for Fleur Cannon. I could have gone Shift Gear there, but he could have taken me out with a Moonblast. So I decided to Volt Switch here, just to preserve differential, because Fleur Cannon wasn't gonna kill him at the range he was when he protected. So I go into Raymond again. I can take Moonblast for days, and I can just Roost up the damage again, and this is another pretty long stall battle. I keep going for Roosts. He goes for Moonblast. Here, I think I decide to go for the Toxic. Yeah, I decide to go for a Toxic. He switches, and I miss the Toxic again, which is really unfortunate. Here, I switch to Kommo-o. No reason not to. I resist both of his stabs. He goes for EQ, which does a good amount. I go for Dragon Claw, predicting the Crobat to come out, which is a decisive play on my part, because now I can sack off Kommo-o, and Mamoswine pretty much cleans from here on out. So I go my Mamoswine, I shard the Crobat, that thing's dead. He brings out Tyranitar. I am Adamant Life Orb. This definitely kills, unless he was Shockberry, but he wasn't. He was Smooth Rock. For the Florges, I go for another Earthquake. He lives on like 11%. Goes for Moonblast. I leave it, and another Earthquake is gonna take the Florges out. So pretty nice cleanup there by my Mamoswine, and we win that 4-0, which is a pretty good differential, especially to start with. So yeah, that's it for this match. Joy River Up out.